right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to finish up the breakdown of all the positions for the Philadelphia Union, and today we are going to talk about the almighty forward position. It's a position it's kind of important in soccer, right? You got to score some goals, right? So today we're going to break down the forward position for the Philadelphia Union going into the MLS is Back tournament. I'm your guy, Kasparov Bilko. This is Philly Sports Network, and let's get to it. Yeah! Welcome everyone to Philly Sports Network, your home for everything Philly sports. I'm your boy, El Parcero Philly, the united of all things sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Before we get started, guys, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for all your Philly sports needs. It would mean the world for us. And do not forget to subscribe to Duke by the River, your weekly podcast for everything the Bull and Gold Ball, brought to you by PSN. We would love if you could rate and subscribe to that podcast. Of course, guys, today is all about the forward position here for the Philadelphia Union. Listen, the forward position is very important, and some of the best teams in the MLS have some damn good forwards, right? So with us, it's a little bit different because obviously we run a 4-4-2 diamond, so you typically, most teams have like 3 forwards in a 4-3-3 or 1 forward in a 4-2-3-1, but within this formation, the 4-4-2 diamond, you got 2 forwards, and really, in our version of the 4-4-2 diamond, the 2 forwards really feed off of each other, and you really need the chemistry with those two to really succeed. Now, last season, the forward position really had it was like musical chairs. You saw Satya Santos up there, you saw Corey Burke until unfortunately he had his visa issues and could not play for the rest of the season up there. Kasparov Bilko came out of nowhere and had a breakout season. Satya Santos was still trying to, feel his way in within the lineup. And then you had Andrew Root coming on late in the season as a signing. Now this year, the starters really cemented themselves in spring training with Kasparov Bilko and Satya Santos being the 1-2 punch up top. And in the first 2 games, listen, that was a good combination, especially in the LAFC match that we all remember very well here in Philadelphia. All right, I want to start off with Kasparov Bilko here because he's clearly our #1 striker in the Philadelphia Union. He really cemented his place within the Union last season, scoring 15 goals in 2019. He wasn't even the starter the whole season. He almost broke CJ Sapong's goal scoring record for a single season when CJ scored 16 goals back in 2017. It was an extremely impressive season, and I don't think any of us saw it coming. We all remember him coming in 2018. He didn't play at all because he was still recovering from an injury. Clear that his signing was a diamond in the rough, and it was one of many that Ernst Tanner really showed us that he knows how to really scout out some talent. Unfortunately, though, for Kasparov Bilko, he would get himself injured in the last couple weeks of the regular season, and he could not even play in the playoffs for the Union, and we really could have used him. Even in the Red Bull game, it would have been a much more comfortable win if he would have had the scoring presence of Kasparov Bilko. He really makes a huge difference. And even in that Atlanta game, like, what could have happened if we would have had Kasparov Bilko in that Atlanta game? We gave him fits for most of the match without Kasparov Bilko, and with him in there, I really think that the outcome would have been a lot different. But regardless, we have to look at this season, and I think that obviously Kasper, if you guys don't know, he did test positive for the coronavirus earlier in the quarantine. He's fine now. He's practicing with the team. He's completely negative of the virus. So I think he's going to come out in this tournament hungry, and he wants to win for Philly. The fact that he didn't play in the playoffs last season, I think that really eats him inside. And I think he's going to come into this tournament motivated and ready to score some goals. All right, so his partner is Mr. SSG, as I like to call him, Mr. Satya Santos. Last season was his first season with the Philadelphia Union, and this was a big signing because, listen, we signed this player from South America who's up and coming, and we stole him from a Liga MX team. That is huge. That's a huge monumental moment for the Philadelphia Union franchise, stealing a player from a Liga MX team. And in the first season, it was up and down season for Sergio Santos Gomes, dealing with fitness issues. He did have some bright spots, and we saw we saw some potential within Sergio Santos Gomes that he can be a lethal goal scorer within this league. And in the first 2 matches, we clearly saw that he is an MLS starter week in and week out. I expect him and Kasper to feed off of each other. and for both of them to have huge tournaments here. I really love this pairing with Casper and Sergio Santos. I think they're going to absolutely be beasts in this tournament. All right, so who's behind these two guys? And it's a little worrisome because if one of these guys go down, we don't really have proven guys per se behind them. So I want to start off with Mr. Andrew Vutin, who got completely forgotten over the past couple months. When he got signed, we were all stoked. We got a guy who's coming from Bundesliga 2. He got some call-ups with the U.S. Men's National Team. We thought that he could be a guy who can be a starter every now and then for the Philadelphia Union. He's got his first playing time in that RSL match, which ended bad for us. He almost got a goal, but it got called back, which was kind of a controversial call, but that's in the past now. But listen, Andrew's got a lot to prove, and he's on the hot seat. If we're talking about guys on the hot seat in the Philadelphia Union, this is one of those guys. We expected him to be a star player for the Union, and it didn't really work out so well. Fitness was an issue for him as well, but now this season, it's obviously weird because it's a really shortened season, so we really don't know how much we're gonna get with Vutin. But if we could finally get the full potential of Andrew Vutin, that was going to make a huge difference for us in this tournament. He's going to be that first striker off the bench coming off for either Sergio or Kasparov Bilko, unless Kirchen wants to go back to the 4-2-3-1 like he did last season in the second half. We need Andrew Vutin to step up. All right, last but not least, we got Michi and Galena. Michi was part of the U2 team, which back then was Bethlehem Steel. And I don't know if he will see some time here with the Philadelphia Union, but one thing I will say, he's got a lot of raw talent. My man's got speed. He's good on 1v1s, but I think he's just still a little bit too raw, and he needs a little bit more seasoning on him. Again, I don't know if he will actually get to see some time. Jim actually did bring him on last season one time to be a wingback, which was definitely interesting, but I would like to see if Michi can actually be a forward for us. That would be really good to see. Good to know if that going forward we have a guy who can play one of the at least a holding striker position for us going forward. So he's going to be there as another body on the roster. But again, he's got raw talent, and he can be someone that can contribute for us, possibly later on down the line. But listen, it's still a strong area for the Philadelphia Union. Now, obviously, Casper has to stay healthy, and Sergio has to play to his potential, but this is a group that I'm really feeling really confident about, and they're going to score their fair share of goals. Guys, that's all I got for you today. In the comments, well, let me know how you guys are feeling about the forward position. And after a couple months, what I really want to know, guys, is how you guys feel about Andrew Vutin as well. That's definitely the biggest question mark within this position here, and I want to know from you guys what you guys think about Mr. Andrew Vutin. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to Philly Sports Hour for all your Philly sports needs. You can also find me, guys, on Twitter and YouTube. On Twitter, I am at Parcero Philly, and you can also find me on YouTube as well at El Parcero Philly. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, I go by the name of El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, Dupont. Enjoy this tournament, guys. Talk to you soon.